Welcome class 6 students to this history session. Today we are going to start chapter 7, Rise of New Religions. Learning objectives: Upanishads, Jainism, other literary works, Buddhism, rise of new religious orders, monasteries. Let's warm up. Search on the internet and write the eightfold path of Buddhism. A. What does these eightfold path signify? B. What does Buddha mean? C. What is the name of the holy book of the teachings of Buddha? Application: Skills. Hinduism is the world's oldest religion according to many scholars, with roots and customs dating back to more than 4,000 years. Today, with about 900 million followers, Hinduism is the third largest religion behind Christianity and Islam. Roughly 95% of the world's Hindus live in India. Because the religion has no specific founder, it's difficult to trace its origin and history. Hinduism is unique in that it's not a single religion but a compilation of many traditions, philosophies. Hinduism embraces many religious ideas. One fundamental principle of the religion is the idea that people's action and thoughts directly determine their current life and future lives. Hindus strive to achieve dharma, which is code of living that emphasizes good conduct and morality. Hinduism was originally called Sanatan Dharma, which means righteousness forever. The first and foremost of these is belief in the Vedas. Buddhism developed in reaction to the established religion in India at the time. Hinduism is influenced by Brahmanism too. Now answer the following questions. A. How old is Hinduism? B. What kind of religion is Hinduism? C. What is early version of Hinduism? Which two other religions influenced Hinduism? Answer the following questions by reading the above paragraph. By the 6th centuries BCE, the religious practices in India became ritualistic and hard to follow. Many great thinkers gave up their worldly life and engaged themselves in a meditation. Such thinkers taught people that all religions treat each person equally. The teachings of these people were through Upanishads. The most famous religion of that time were Jainism and Buddhism. Upanishads. The meaning of Upanishads is sitting down near a scholar and learn the preachings given by him. Upanishads became important on elaboration of Vedas and were also called Vedanta, where Ved means knowledge and Anta means end. The main aim of Upanishads was to create a desire for moksha, freedom from rebirth. There are about 108 Upanishads. During this time, people began to understand the importance of sacrifices, life after death, and true meaning of life. Scholars began to believe that soul or Atman is immortal and it was not different from the ultimate reality, Paramatman. This could be achieved through the complete understanding and awareness of Brahma. These ideas were recorded in Upanishads. These are the images of Upanishads. The Upanishadic thinkers. The Upanishads were written by the learned Hindu sages. Most of them were men, especially Brahmins and Rajas. However, there were also a few renowned women thinkers such as Gargi. Poor people exceptionally took part in religious debates and discussions. One such exception was Satyakama Jabala. This is the image of Adi Guru Shankaracharya. He became one of the best known thinkers of the time. His mother was a slave woman, Jabali. He was taught by a Brahmin teacher, Gautam. In the 8th and 9th centuries, a great sage, Adi Guru Shankaracharya, added many of the ideas of the Upanishads. Fact file. Name of the main Upanishads: Katha, Taittiriya, Chandogya, Isha, Kena, Prasna, Mandukya, Aitreya, Mundaka, Shvetashvatra, Brihadaranyaka. Other literary works. During this time, other great literary works were also produced. They were related to grammar, poetry, astrology, astronomy, medicine, Ayurveda, art of warfare, Dhanurveda, music, Gandharv Veda, etc. A famous scholar, Panini, prepared a grammar for Sanskrit. He arranged the vowels and consonants in a special order and then used these to create formulae. This is the image depicting Ayurveda. He used these formulae to write down the rules of the language in the loop. Dara Shikoh, the favorite son of the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, was a great admirer of Indian traditional systems. He translated the Upanishads, among other Sanskrit works, in Persian Schopenhauer. A 19th century German philosopher came across a Latin translation of Dara Shikoh's translation of the Upanishads. Schopenhauer wrote, "In the whole world, there is no study as beneficial as that of Upanishads. It has been the solace of my life. It will be the solace of my death." Rise of new religious sects. The same period also saw the emergence of other teachings and religious sects which were against the Brahmanical system. Of such religious sects, Buddhism and Jainism were the most prominent. Cause of the rise of new religious sects. Many conditions prevailing in the society gave rise to these religious sects. Reaction against excessive rituals. People were forced to follow elaborate and costly rituals as subscribed by the Brahmins. They wanted a simple religion without the excessive and unnecessary ritual. Rigid Varna system. Earlier, the Varna system was based on occupations. During this period, it was determined by birth. Hence, the people of Upper Varna looked down upon those of Lower Varna. Some of the new thinkers such as Gautam Buddha and Mahavira strongly opposed the hereditary domination of the Brahmins and the importance attached to the birth in the Varna system. Increasing influence of Vaishyas. With increasing importance of trade, the importance of Vaishyas also increased. In the Brahmanical order, Vaishyas were looked down upon. New religious sects like Buddhism and Jainism did not attach any importance to the Varna system. They believed in non-violence and did not condemn the practice of usury. This suited the needs and interests of the Vaishyas, thus they supported Buddha and Mahavira openly. Use of everyday languages. The Vedas were in Sanskrit, which was not easily understood by the common man. The simple everyday language for religious texts was the need of the people. Now let's have a look at Jainism. Vardhaman Mahavir is generally regarded as the founder of Jainism. The Jains believe that Mahavir had 23 predecessors known as Tirthankaras. The first one was Rishabdeva. Mahavir was the 24th and last Tirthankara. This is the image of Lord Mahavir. Fact file. Jain monks take non-violence very seriously. They usually carry feather dusters to brush ants and other insects out of their way in order to save them from being trampled under feet. This is also a reason why they don't use footwear. They also cover their mouths with a piece of white cloth to prevent any tiny living things in the air from being inadvertently inhaled and thus killed. Mahavira was born in the 6th century BC at Kundalgram near Vaishali in Bihar. His father was the head of the Janatrika clan. His mother was a Lichavi princess. Mahavira was married to Yashoda and had a daughter called Priyadarsena. At the age of 30, Mahavira left his home and wandered about for 12 years from place to place in search of knowledge. After 12 years, he attained supreme knowledge. Through this knowledge, he conquered both misery and happiness. He came to be known as Jinnah, the great conqueror, and his followers came to be known as Jains. He moved from place to place and preached his doctrines. He also visited the courts of Bimbisar and Ajatashatru. He passed away in Pavapuri near Rajgir in Bihar at the age of 72. Teachings of Jainism. They were stated orally in 14 Purvas, later reckoned to 12 Angas. The language used was Ardhamagadhi. First, Ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. Great care is taken to ensure that no one hurts any man, bird or beast. For this reason, Jain saints and followers move barefooted, filter water before drinking, even tie a band around their mouth so that they may not kill any small insects. Second, Karma. Jainism believes in karma and rebirth. Third, nirvana. It can be achieved by three ratnas: right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. Fourth, virtuous conduct. Jainism regards penances and even death by starvation as a great virtue. A doctrine of Mahavir consists of 5 vows: non-injury, truthfulness, non-stealing, non-attachment, chastity, brahmacharya. Spread of Jainism. Jainism became popular from Odisha in the east to Gujarat in the west and also in the south as far as Mysore. However, in later times, it became confined to mainly 2 regions, Gujarat and Rajasthan, where the followers of the Shwetambar sect lived, and Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, where the followers of the Digambar sect were concentrated. Jain art and architecture. The contributions of the Jains to the artistic heritage of India are indeed remarkable. The Jains have been great temple builders in India, particularly in Rajasthan, Gujarat, and to a certain extent in Karnataka. The enormous statue of the Jain monk Gomteshwar at Shravanbelagola in Karnataka is a beautiful example of Jain art. The Hathi Gumpha cave in Odisha was donated by Kravela, the warrior king of Kalinga. Most probably, the Jain monks lived in these caves. Decline of Jainism. Many factors contributed to the decline in the popularity of Jainism. It had to compete with both Hinduism and Buddhism. There were not many popular Jain religious preachers after Mahavir, which affected its popularity. However, there are many followers of this religion in our country even today. Buddhism. About 2500 years ago, a new religion called Buddhism was founded in India by Gautam Buddha. Buddha was a contemporary of Lord Mahavira. He did not adopt strict rules but followed a middle path which made the new religion more popular among the people. This is the image of a statue of Buddha from Sarnath, 4th century BC. Life of Buddha. The real name of Buddha was Siddhartha Gautam. He was born in 563 BC in the forest of Lumbini near Kapilvastu in the foothills of Nepal. He was a Kshatriya prince. His father Shuddhodana was the head of the Shakya Gana of Kapilvastu. His mother was Mahamaya, who passed away when he was just 7 days old. At the age of 19, Siddhartha married a beautiful princess named Yashodhara. They had a son named Rahul. When Siddhartha was 29, he left the comforts of his home in search of a highest spiritual knowledge. After 7 years, Siddhartha attained enlightenment while meditating under a peepal tree at Bodh Gaya in Bihar. He now became Buddha, that is, the wise one. He delivered his first preachings or sermons at Sarnath near Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. He devoted the rest of his life to preach people. He travelled on foot from one place to another. He passed away at the age of 80 in 483 BCE at Kushinagar in UP. In the loop, the term Buddha Awakened One is not a proper name but rather a title such as Messiah, the Christ. According to almost all Buddhist traditions, the Buddha lived many lives before his birth as Gautam. These previous lives are described in stories called Jatakas that play an important role in Buddhist art and education. Siddhartha was born in the 6th century BC in the kingdom of the Shakyas on the borders of present-day Nepal and India as the son of Shuddhodana, the king, and Mahamaya, the queen. The Buddha thus came from a Kshatriya warrior family. He was raised in luxury by an adoring father who sought to protect him from the sight and knowledge of evil. He married early and had a son while he was still a youth. The turning point in the prince's life came when he was 29 years old. One day, while driving with his charioteer, Chana, he saw an aged man, a sick man, and a dead body. Shocked by these sights, Gautam decided to discover the true meaning of life and the cause of suffering. He renounced the world and sought to gain insight into life's meanings. Gautam first went to two gurus, Alara and Kalama, and Uddaka Ramaputram, who would instruct him. What he learned from them, however, was not enough. Gautam was seeking nirvana For 6 years, he practiced severe austerities but ultimately realized that such self-mortification could not lead him to what he sought. Finally, as he meditated in solitude under the Bodhi tree, which Buddhists called the tree of wisdom, Gautam experienced a spiritual awakening, enlightenment. Teachings of Lord Buddha. 4 Noble Truths. According to Buddha, there are 4 noble truths. These are as follows. Life is full of sufferings. The cause of human sufferings is the result of one's desire and the quest for power. The sufferings can be ended by overcoming desires. The way to end suffering and desire is by following the Eightfold Path. Think smarter. Why do you think Buddhism and Jainism failed to replace Hinduism in India? Middle Path. Middle Path is also called the Noble Eightfold Path. To overcome desires, that Buddha advised his disciple to follow the middle path, which means neither to give all worldly possessions nor to live in luxury. The Eightfold Path, which every disciple of the Buddha is supposed to follow, consists of the following 8 principles of moral conduct. Right views, right speech, right livelihood, right mindfulness, right thoughts, right action, right effort, right meditation. Other teachings of the Buddha. Following are some of the other main teachings of Buddha. Number 1. He laid great stress on ahimsa or non-injury by thought, word or action. He said that not only men but animals, beasts and birds also deserve our love and care. Second, Nirvana. He stressed that the chief purpose of a man's life was to attain Nirvana or salvation. That is, freedom from the cycle of life and death. Number 3, Karma theory. He also repeated the karma theory and said that everyone has to reap the fruit of his good or bad deeds. Number 4, no faith in God, yajnas, sacrifices and rituals. According to most of the scholars, Buddha also did not believe in God, performing yajna and sacrifices. Number 5, equality of all men. He stood for the equality of all men and included even the lowest class of people to become his followers. He was opposed to caste system. Number 6, a code of don'ts. The Buddha laid down a code of don'ts for his disciples. This included not to kill, not to steal, not to hanker after others' wealth, not to tell a lie, not to commit impure acts, not to wish for others' property, not to use bad language and not to be angry. Fact file. In early Buddhist art, such as those found in the panels of Sanchi Stupa, Buddha is depicted not through his image but through the use of symbols. For example, the horse represents his renunciation and the Bodhi tree, his enlightenment. Buddha established many monasteries, viharas, where the Buddhist monks lived, prayed and preached Buddhism. These were also used as centers of education. Later on, the Buddhist order split into 2 schools, namely Hinayana and Mahayana. Hinayana was the original and unchanged form of Buddhism. Mahayana was its newest and amended form. Religious text. Mahatma Buddha's teachings are compiled in 3 Pitakas known as Tripitakas. These are Vinay Pitaka, Dharma Sutra Pitaka, Sutta Pitaka and Abhidharma Pitaka, Abhidhamma Pitaka. These are the images of 3 Pitakas. These are written in Pali. Also, there are Jataka tales based on the previous births of the Buddha. These tales provided information about the life and times of the Buddha. Spread of Buddhism. As a result of organized preaching under the auspices of the Sangha, Buddhism made rapid strides even in the lifetime of Buddha. The monarchies of Magad, Kosala and Kaushambi and several republican states and their people adopted this religion. There were some special features of Buddhism which made it popular and different from the existing religions. Number 1. Buddhism did not recognize the existence of God and soul, Atman, and avoided philosophical discussions which were beyond the understanding of common man. Number 2. It won the support of lower orders in social hierarchy as it attacked the Varna system. Women were also admitted to the Sangha and brought on a par with men. Thus, Buddhism was more liberal and democratic. This is the image of Buddhist monks. Number 3. The use of Pali, the language of the people, also contributed to the spread of Buddhist doctrines among the common people. Number 4. It attached importance to the Vedic rituals and sacrifices advocated by Brahmins. Number 5. Rulers like Ashoka also popularized Buddhism. Ashoka embraced Buddhism 200 years after the death of the Buddha, and his learned men spread Buddhism into Central Asia, West Asia and Sri Lanka. Thus, he transformed Buddhism into a world religion. Even today, Sri Lanka, Burma, Tibet and parts of China and Japan follow Buddhism. This is the image of Ashoka. Monasteries. Initially, both the Jainas and Buddhists adopted identical pattern of teaching people by moving from place to place throughout the year. Rainy season was the only time when they stayed at one place, as traveling during this period was very difficult. Their supporters built temporary shelters for them in gardens. Sometimes they lived in natural caves in hilly areas during rainy season. With the passage of time, many supporters of the monks and nuns realized that there should be more permanent shelters, and thus monasteries were built. These were known as viharas. The material that was used in building the earliest viharas was wood and then the bricks. Few of the viharas were made even in caves that were dug out in the hills, especially in western India. Mostly, the donor of the land on which the vihara was built was either a king or a landowner or a rich merchant. Requirement of food, clothing and medicines for the monks and nuns was met by the gifts brought in by the local people. In return, the monks taught the people. Over the centuries, Buddhism spread to many parts of the subcontinent and beyond. Value and life skills. Hinduism believes that there are 4 goals in human life. Kama, the pursuit of pleasure. Artha, the pursuit of material success. Dharma, leading a just and good life. Moksha, freeing a person from suffering and unites the individual soul with Brahman. These provide Hindus with opportunities to act morally and ethically and lead a good life. Recapitulation. The meaning of Upanishads is sitting down near a scholar and learn from his preachings. Many conditions prevailing in the society gave rise to new religions, orders of Jainism and Buddhism. Vardhaman Mahavir was associated with Jainism. The Jainas believed that Mahavir had 23 predecessors known as Tirthankaras. Mahavir was the 24th and the last Tirthankara. Jainism became popular from Odisha in the east to Gujarat in the west and also in south as far as Mysore. Buddhism was founded by Gautam Buddha. He wanted to find a solution to the sufferings of mankind. For 7 years, he wandered from place to place in search of enlightenment. Thank you, class. Let's meet again in the next chapter.